Okie doke. So I have record started on this. I'm going to have you go ahead and share your screen, and let's get into the neuropsych database. If you're not already there, you are.
Yep.
All right. So I can't take control because you are joined through the web and not through the actual Teams app. So I will be
I am through the Teams app.
Oh, it's not giving me the option to take control for some reason. So I'll guide you through this.
Okay.
Go ahead and let's expand that payer column. Just double click the vertical line to the right of the diamond on the payer column. All right, and then hit the payer column header, and we'll sort these and see what we got to work with. All right, so one allegiance, one allied. We got multiple UHC or GEHAs and a few variations of United Healthcare. So ERAs that go into an error status are failing for one of a couple things. First one would be that the people who are included in this payment are tied to payers that are either not mapped with the exact words that we see for allegiance, space benefits, space plan, blah, blah, blah. Or the payer is telling us that perhaps this is a primary claim where the payer might be secondary, or vice versa inside the patient demographics. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to map the payer. So the column there called literal is going to be your, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go in list editor. Okay. Just follow me through. We're going to grab the payer literal from the 835 data. Now the raw data hides behind the status hyperlink for the claim, or for the remit. Go ahead and click on that. This is standard industry 835 data here. In line 1 or 2 towards the end, you got it. Go ahead and highlight that from all the way to the period. You missed the period. So that period is, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Now just copy that and then close the window. And then let's click on the check number, the reference number. And we're going to make sure we're talking about a person who is on this check. So when we open that up, we'll see the people or person involved eventually.
Yep.
All right. So we know that Julie's demographics, look at the date of service, June 22nd. So we want Julie's June 22nd patient account period to have allegiance or some name that would, be coming back as allegiance. So go ahead and click on Julie's name. And then we're going to go to the account tab. We can see that the current insurance here is from past to future. So this would cover all dates. So I'm a little confused about Cigna coming through as Alliance Healthcare. While this is here, just drop back to your Aprima icon at the bottom and let's go back to that EOB. One to the left. All right, so what do we got? It's paid. So perhaps Allegiance benefit is managed through Cigna. I was going to say, if I'm looking at this, so what comes to mind immediately is if the payer that's on the demographics doesn't match the payer name and the EOB, we want to see if the EOB might say, well, patient didn't have coverage, in which case we don't have to do anything with this because it doesn't apply to this patient for this coverage. So because this is an actual paid EOB, we will go ahead and confirm mapping and proceed with re-import. So we can go ahead and close this super bill out.
Yeah, I was just seeing if maybe on the super bill, if it had different payer at the time, but no, it looks like Cigna. Okay.
Okay, doke. All right, so you can close out this. You can, let's come back to our patient demographics. So the screen on the right. Yep, perfect. And then we'll go into main. And then single click on the payer name within the field. So there you go. Touch F10 2 times. And then the settings tab. All right, so we can see that Cigna is there. Let's put a semicolon there, and we're going to add or do a Control V to paste. And we'll put that in now. Is there a space there? Just check to make sure there's no space between that A and that semicolon.
Oh, so you don't want a space in between.
Never,
Okay.
never
Never.
a space between literals. Okay.
Okay.
So it will read that space and it will never find a match.
Okay.
All right.
Good
So,
to know that.
Right now we need to have a rule group. So in that rule group field, just click once and type COMM and hit tab right below. Perfect. Now hit OK. And OK and OK, and then close your patient. All right, let's close this window. Now, here's the thing that you guys can determine what you want to teach your customers. Aprima has already determined that this EOB or ERA is invalid. It's not mapped. You cannot take an existing failed ERA and just change it back to hold or unprocessed and have the system process it because it's already deemed it not worthy. So
Okay.
our instructions to the customer say, go out to the clearinghouse, hunt down this ERA, trigger it to be resent to Aprima, and then the pickup job will scoop it up and it'll come in here fresh. Well, I have no patience for that. So I teach people that we're going to export this and re-import it immediately from your workstation. So what we're going to do is, if you would leave this window where it is, go ahead and you know how to get to your desktop from right here?
Yep.
Bottom right hand corner. Let's go ahead and just jump to your desktop. Okay, now right click and hit new. And we're going to create, nope, delete that.
Oh, okay.
All right, right click, new text document.
Oh, okay,
Perfect.
so we're gonna
name.
just make.
We're going to copy the EOB out of Aprima and then re-import it. So call this ERA for re-import. And then this file, for whatever user might be doing this workflow, can be used over and over and over again while they're doing their mapping and re-importing. So let's open that. We're going to copy. That's fine. You can leave it there. Back to the ERA. Let's click on the ERA data again. So open. Control A, Control C. Don't do any dragging because you might miss something. And then touch your text document. You got it. Now do a Control S to save.
Okay.
All right. And then just click behind this window into the Aprima window. Don't close it because you're going to keep coming back to it. So you don't want to keep reopening it. You're going to close here. Now that we've got the data taken out, you'll select the box like you did, touch the word archive one time. Now you know nothing will happen, but don't hit search until we hit search. In the clearinghouse field down below, go ahead and type, just touch an E. Yeah, we want the clearinghouse in for claims. All right, now click the import button at the top. Try it one more time. All right, the little ellipsis, you got it. And then double click the file and then hit OK. Now, when this window disappears, we're going to hit search to refresh our count from 9 down to 8. All right, so then what you can do, let's say we had 4 of those. What I would do is I would map the first one, and then I would go ahead and I would, for the remaining 3, just export, copy, paste, save, archive, and then re-import, and then export. So because there was only one of those, let's go see if it will work for you. Change the status at the bottom. Actually, the box below, create date. Just type TOD tab in the create date field. Perfect. And then hit search. All right, so here's our Allegiance benefit ERA that came back in. The job should pick that up in, let's see, that job runs every 15 minutes. If you want to make it run now, you can go ahead and select it and hit process. It'll start the job early. And then now search, and it should go to unprocessed. Oh, it is already unprocessed. So give it a couple minutes, the job will kick in, and then we should end up with a batch with that deposit in it. In the meantime, we can take the today away, put our status back to error. Oh, okay. And then let's sort them by payer again and see who else we have in here. There's an allied benefit. Let's go ahead and map allied benefit.
Okay. So we'll look at the error. We'll get the allied benefit.
No, it goes all the way to the tilde. So, you know, the name that you're picking up here is going to be the name that you just saw in the track window. So it's allied benefit dash BPO, wasn't it?
Okay, yep, BPO.
Okay, all right, so you got it. And then we'll close that. We'll go into the EOB to our patient. All right, so Nathan in July. Let's see what Nathan's accounts look like in July. Clears a bell.
Yep. So allied benefits, and then
F10 two times.
F10.
Into the settings tab. All right, now this one looks like that allied benefit space dash space BPO is already mapped. So this one may not need additional mapping. It just may need to be exported and re-imported. If you want to see what you have copied compared to what's there, go ahead and put a semicolon after the BPO and then paste, and we can just compare them. Allied space benefit, yeah, it's identical. So you can just cancel here. We're not going to save that entry you made, and then cancel out of the patient, and we'll come back and just export and re-import the ERA.
Now,
so it looks like
some of these that if it does process, do you think someone already fixed it and just needs to reprocess it?
Exactly, yes. If we see it mapped, then somebody has mapped it, but it just didn't get exported and re-imported fresh. A Control A there will select all, so you don't have to use your mouse again, and then so the old data that was here.
Yep.
You do a Control A first, then you do your Control V, and that'll paste over your old ERA, and then you can just resave. So do your Control S, and then you can pop into the window behind.
And then we're just going to go import. Select that same file again.
Now, if you narrow that status down there to error, you'll be filtering away when you hit search what you've archived. ERR tab status. No. Okay. Well, right now, go ahead and refresh now, because that's just going to show us what's been touched by Aprima today. Okay, so you see that one processed, the allied, the Allegiance processed, the allied will process probably just fine. You don't have to do anything with it. Go ahead and just put your status at the bottom back to error, and then refresh. And we only want to see your errors while we're working those. And search. All right, so allied, that one it didn't get archived yet. You see you've got your check mark there, but it's still visible. Go ahead and touch
we got to
archive and now hit search, and we'll be back on track. Perfect. All right, so then we've got why is that still there?
I got to do search again.
All right, perfect. All right, so you got TRICARE, the same process is going to hold for the rest of these.
So right here.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, you know, your mouse just won't grab, it'll grab something. And if you go back, it loses more than you want. You can always grab an extra character. And then when you paste it into the pair, clean it up.
Just delete it.
Yep. I don't know what makes my mouse do that sometimes. Okay, so this is TRICARE. There's going to be a secondary. All right, now let's see what we got. We got TRICARE East, we got WPS TRICARE East, we got TRICARE for life, TRICARE for you, TRICARE number for you.
But there's a space in front of it.
Yeah, get rid of that, and then paste. Yeah, semicolon and then paste. Oh, that one's the same. So we can go ahead. Don't cancel because there was a space in there. Just clean it back to the perfect, and then we'll hit OK. Oh, we don't have a rule group. Let's go back in.
F10.
Yep.
So rule commercial.
That's it. Perfect.
Okay. Close that. Open the error back up.
Control A.
Control C.
Control A, Control V, and then Control S.
Yeah.
All right.
Control S. And close this.
Archive.
Select that. Archive.
And then import. And then when the window clears, hit search, and we should drop from 7 to 6.
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
I don't think so. That should be this one, right?
Yep. It's right after the PR, because you'll see the insurance payer name in there twice. It's not always the same in both places, so you want to grab the one right after the PR.
Right.
Did you notice the date of service on that EOB?
Yeah, it was 6.
Okay.
Looks like it doesn't matter for this one.
There's no dates in the account period, so this is fine.
There, okay.
So sometimes what I'll do is I will not go to the end. I will paste it in the front. What I like to do is also when I see one of these payers is go ahead and Control A. I'm going to show you another workflow here. Control A, Control C, open Microsoft Word, not your regular text document, but open
I don't
Word.
have Word on this computer.
Do you have a software that will alphabetize a replacement to Word? Or do you have it on your own PC?
I do have it on my own PC.
Okay, just show your own. Yeah, and we'll paste it on your own. I can do that. So what I find is over the years, customers have all kinds of duplicate and, literals that might have spaces in them. So what I do with this to clean it up is I come to the end of each literal. So after the semicolon in the first line, just put your cursor right there. Okay. Yep. Hit enter on your keyboard. All right, move your cursor to the right again, then enter. Then what I'm doing is I'm separating out the literals by literal. And once I've got them separated, then up top, notice by where under the word help, you see the A to Z with an arrow pointing down? In the second left one right there. So click it, hit OK. So what this does is it immediately puts everything in alphabetical order so you can see that there are or are not duplicate entries. And you would remove the dupes, and then you're going to just put this back together. Now notice that the UHC that was at the end is now in the middle and doesn't have a semicolon. So click your mouse up to the semicolon after Optum. Just click, yeah. Now touch the delete key on your keyboard one time. Oops, nope, not backwards, the delete button. There you go. Touch end. Delete, end. Nope.
Nope,
That was an H.
Wrong. Right. And
delete, end, put a semicolon in. No, yeah, you'll need a semicolon after that one. End, delete, down arrow, and then end, and remove that end one, that semicolon at the end.
Okay.
All right, now Control A, Control C, and then go back to your payer and paste in the highlighted field. So just Control V, that was it.
Yep.
All right, so hit OK, and now you have clean mapped literals.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you'll come into some of these and you might see 20 different literals, and 10 of them might be dupes because people paste them and then it doesn't work, and then they paste them again and it still doesn't work because they didn't re-import it. So they'll paste them again, and you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might save the rest to show the office on how to do that.
Good.
The good process of doing it. So
yeah.
I greatly appreciate you joining me. And
now, since you've done this one, do you want to do the export and import and then
get
this one archived?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Imports.
And search.
Search.
All right, now let's just go back and we're going to look at what we did. Clear the word error down below and then put today. Oops, today. Put today. TOD, and then just search. And we should see. Okay, so those others haven't posted yet. Do me a favor, go to list editor. I want to see these job schedules. System. Job schedules, and then search. Click on ERA. The first one, that should be 15 minutes. That's good. Go ahead and hit, you know what? Let's hit run immediately on that one. The ERA message processor, next one should be at 3 minutes. Let's see what that says. You're good, just cancel. That's the one that just goes out every 3 minutes and grabs whatever's waiting at the clearinghouse. The posting happens every 15 minutes. All right, so
it looks like we still have
an
error on this one.
Okay, did we do that one? Click on the words. Well, click on the words to the right. No deposit has been mapped. That's going to open the posting log, the hyperlink there. No, doesn't look like that one's been done. I would probably just check mapping.
Just redo that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, because that's the same one that we just fixed and same insurance.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be.
That one will be on your error list when you work them with the customer.
Right. Okay.
All right.
All right. I greatly appreciate it, Alan.
Oh, anytime. Give Natasha my regards.
I will do.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Right.
And I don't know if you get the copy of the video, and I don't know if you have to share.
You should get a link because your email is on the session.
Okay, great.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Alan.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.